all yours.
Okay, Ryan, well, first of all, you face Hibs this weekend. Just firstly, what's your thoughts heading into the game?
Yeah, it's a good game. Obviously a big club and one that bring through good supporters. So it'll be one that we're looking forward to, and it's another chance to play at home and hopefully get 3 points.
And obviously last weekend, I would imagine hugely disappointing to lose the goal in injury time.
Yeah.
But how much does it show that every point for every club this season is vital?
Yeah, it's a very difficult league, and you have to work hard to get 3 points, let alone 1 point. So from our perspective, we were disappointed, to be winning for so long and then concede one right at the end. But at the same time, a point's probably not too bad of a result, and hopefully towards the end of the season it can kind of kick us on. But I think more recently we've been a lot more involved in the games, which is what we wanted to be. We want to be involved in games, and we want to be pushing teams to try and make it difficult. So long may that continue.
And how much do you feel personally that things are starting to turn the corner here at St Johnstone?
Yeah, obviously it's good to be back playing. That's what I've wanted to do. Well, that's what everyone footballer wants to do is to be playing every week. So yeah, thankfully I've been playing the last couple of weeks, but I know I need to keep performing to keep in the team, especially with boys coming back from injury and suspension. It's you want to have a good squad that's everyone's fit and fighting for places. So I know I have to keep my performances up, and hopefully that continues tomorrow.
How frustrating has it been for you? Because it must be tough sitting on the sidelines when the team aren't, whatever the team are doing, but when they aren't doing so well and feeling you can make an impact yourself.
It was obviously a frustrating time. I think sometimes when you're injured, you know that you can't really help the team out no matter how much you want to. But being fit and available for selection and not being picked is frustrating. But I've been around the block a fair bit, so I know I had to be pretty professional. That things can change pretty quickly, and thankfully for me personally, it has, and I've played and been able to help the team pick up a few results.
How much do you feel from the sense you get and the feel around the squad and the performances in recent weeks that St Johnstone can get out of that relegation zone? Because despite the sort of upturn in fortunes, they still sit in 11th place. Yeah,
it's like I said, it's a tough league. We do feel that we're a little bit better equipped now than we maybe were a couple of months ago. But at the same time, we know we've got a lot more improvement to do, and that's what we've been working hard on in training. Because the games have been good, but we know we can get a lot better. So it was going to take a little bit more time to get used to the training, to get used to the way we want to play, and then hopefully the results can pick up and we can move away from that. But at the same time, every game's huge, so we need to make sure that we're involved in the fight for as long as we can. And like I said, it would be pretty handy to get some points tomorrow.
And as the manager said, that most of the teams have been quite inconsistent really this season. So when you go into the likes of facing Hibs, despite them being fourth in the league, I take it you're still going out there to expect and hope to get that victory.
Yeah, of course. I think it doesn't matter who you're playing against. Even if it's Celtic or Rangers, if you get them on an off chance, we ran Celtic pretty close a couple of weeks ago, and even last season, we were involved in games. We beat Rangers here last year, so we know that we're a match for anyone on our day if we play the way that we want to play. Obviously, some teams have bigger resources, so we need them to be a little bit off it. But we're going into tomorrow's game, pretty confident that we can get a win if we play the way that we want to play, and that's our main focus.
Thank you.
Hibs have got a fair bit of pace up front, and presumably you kind of look at that in training and work out how you can nullify that to some extent.
I'm not going to give away all the tips that we've been working on, but yeah, they've got some dangerous players. We've got a fair few Aussies, which is always good to see them. But we know their dangers, and we also know their weaknesses. It's probably similar to what they've been doing on us. They'll work out where they think that they can get at us, and we've worked on how we're going to try and nullify them, and then also, on the other hand, try and get some goals at the other end. So I think it's set up. They've been performing pretty well of late. Montgomery's got them playing some good football, and they've picked up a lot of good results. So we know that they're a good team, and that we have to be on top form to get anything. But it's one that we are confident of getting something from.
Presumably, Nick Montgomery from old. How do you think he's kind of changed things there?
I've never worked under him. I've just played against, when I was at Sydney, I
Okay.
played against his teams a couple of times, and yeah, he's got a style of play that he believes in, and he's got probably the players at Hibs that suit that formation that he wants to play. You know, with the two strikers that like to come deep, with sort of high wingers that can run in behind, and that's exactly what Hibs have. So it was a pretty good fit for him to go to that club, and I think if you look at his sort of first 3 or 4 performances to now, you can see a vast improvement in, you know, the way that they're playing, and that's going to please him. But yeah, we've also picked up some opportunities where we think that we could, you know, nick the ball and try and get some goals. So it's a game I'm looking forward to tomorrow. I think it will be a really entertaining game, and one hopefully we come out on top of.
On a personal level, do you prefer playing in a 4 at the back or a 3 with wing backs? Or
Well,
do you not really have
yeah.
much?
After the start of the season, I just prefer playing. I don't mind where it is. I could be up front. I could be anywhere.
That's fair enough.
Yeah. I'm not too fussed. I'm not too worried. I've played a lot of positions throughout my career, and I think so. Probably a back 3 suits the players that we have here. That's not to say that we could easily change to a back 4, and I think the flexibility with, you know, the players that we have and the starting 11 is that, you know, similar to last year, we can change within the game without having to take anyone off. It was pretty easy to do. Maybe I shift over to right back and Robinson goes out to left back. It's quite flexible in terms of, you know, that kind of formation. But yeah, I think probably a 3 at the back is one that we've done well recently and probably will continue with. But it's above my pay grade, the 3 and the 4s.
That kind of blend of age, not age, but experience and youth it seems a very attractive prospect.
Yeah, you know, we've got some really good young players that are coming through and are knocking on the door. With that, we've also got some of the older ones that, you know, have to try and bring them down a peg or two and make them realise that it's a, you know, rough and tumble of the league. But yeah, you know, that's part of every team. Every team has sort of some young players and older players, and like you said, I agree with you. We do have a good balance between sort of some experienced pros that have been around the block as such, and some young ones that are just finding their way in the game. And yeah, you know, it keeps you young seeing all these kids running around at training and having to chase them. But yeah, you know, hopefully throughout the season we can see a few more of them breaking in. And I think for fans' perspective, they always love seeing a young player come through the ranks. So yeah, fingers crossed that we see a couple in the next couple of weeks.
And your competitive spirit then is not
the
slightest bit diminished.
No, they've still got a long way to learn. If anything's to go, we play old v young, and they've yet to beat us. So it's got a long way to go in terms of that type of stuff. But yeah, it is good to see these kids coming through, and it reminds you of your time breaking through. You want to be a good influence on them and get them into good habits, so that, you know, wherever they go on to do, they have some good habits that they can carry on.
Brilliant. Best of luck on
Okay.
tomorrow.
Perfect. No worries. Thank you very much.
Fingers crossed.